Namaste, brothers and sisters. How are you doing? Welcome back. I just wanted to make a quick video on clearing the air on ascension and the spiritual ego. So, for many of us, we believe like this ascension is this tooth and nail grinding, got to work really hard to achieve something, have to constantly be clearing, have to constantly be micromanaging my field. Is my ego peeking out? Is he coming up? She coming up? You know, this constant micromanaging, you guys. And this is a huge, huge, huge trap for spiritual ego. Right? Because it's the ego that constantly feels like it needs to be doing something, that it needs to be achieving something, that without its participation, you won't ascend, right? That is an ego trap, to believe that you have to be efforting to get there, right? And so with this, there's so much information out there on ascension, so many modalities for healing, so many ways you can go. And the truth is, guys, it's all true. It's all true. We live in a quantum field, quantum existence. Infinity means everything is true. But here's the deal. Consciousness is like a building. So what you learned on one level of the building is not going to be something that you're going to be using on the other, right? So what you use in kindergarten is not something that you're going to be using in college. What you use in second grade is not something that you're going to be, freaking out about when you're a senior in high school. So it's the same thing. It's like a building block, right? So like most of us, when we first wake up, we're learning about being present, right? So that's like our foundation, being present, exploring the now, meditation, right? Like that's like our little foundation, our little fluffy, comfy area, or home base, right? And then we start building on these concepts and these different teachings and these different perspectives, right? And we're like, oh, I like that, I like this, I like that. And then we kind of create our own little spiritual world, our own little holographic area, right? And that's the trick here, guys. It's like, so we have the ego in the third dimension before we even wake up. And then we have the ego after we wake up, right? And sometimes what happens is that we flip our script, but we're still living in ego. We're just decorated in spiritual coolness and garb, right? Like we do yoga, we take pictures of us meditating. And you get what I'm saying, the incense and all that kind of stuff. But really, it's just the ego just went from one costume and then flipped to another costume, right? And so really the truth is, guys, is that we have a destiny. The universe already has a plan for us, which is just you on a higher level. Already has what's going to happen here, right? And so our ego's like, oh no, like I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to do this and that. It's just, you have what you came here to do. It's going to happen. But your free will is am I perceiving this? And how long is it going to take me to get to that destination, right? So we could take the direct route straight to our fulfillment, our destiny, our highest embodiment and ascension, or we could take the roundabout way where we're going down side alleys and whatever, but nonetheless, you're going to end up in the same area. It just may take you longer to get there, okay? And so maybe that can help you relax a little bit into your body, that your destiny is inevitable. It just depends on how long it's going to take and how comfortable it's going to be by your perspective, right? So both of us, just say you and I, we both can be gifted with, I don't know, a new yoga mat and some nice calming meditation music and some BA incense, right? And I can just be like, oh my God, this is amazing, gratitude, abundance, prosperity, just overwhelmed with awesomeness. And then you, for example, maybe not you, someone else, whoever, could just be, oh, I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like the texture of this mat. The music is not my type. Who is this? Is this birds or is this ocean waves? I can't even tell. So we're both getting blessed with the abundance. We're both getting blessed with this gift, right? It's still the same. We still have it. One version of us can see it, see the abundance, see the gift, and then the other version of us just can't, because it's the lens of perception you're looking at, right? Perception is everything. Everything is perception. So let's go from a higher realm view for just a second. Everything's divine neutrality. Blank slate. Everything. Nothing has meaning. Nothing. Absolutely nothing has meaning at all. You, the observer, the witness here, the awareness, are the one who gives it meaning. Without you, there's no meaning. Right? So it's our observation of it and how we perceive it that gives it meaning. Otherwise, it has no meaning. Right? For someone, being gifted a beautiful ring has an intense meaning to them. It can be very heartfelt and sincere and amazing. Deep gratitude. For someone else, could just be like, oh, 10, ding. You know what I mean? It's just, it means nothing to them because it's what you're rooted in, how you are perceiving, right? And then you might ask, well, how do I change my perception? You know, like maybe you got a great job, maybe you got money in the bank, maybe you got a nice car, but you can't hone that love. You can't hone that gratitude. Why? Okay, well, let's talk about that right now. You can't hone that gratitude because of your programming, your conditioning. And now let's rewind for just a second. Before we incarnated in here into Gaia, we chose our families. We chose our DNA makeup. We chose everything. Everything that was going to be the best and most potent, fertile breeding ground for us to expand into our trueness. Okay, so see it as like our essence, our beautiful spirit, parachuted into these little skin suits, right? And inside these skin suits, it's like pre-programmed matrix, like a computer. It's already programmed, right? Which is all because of ancestral lineages and your DNA and your family. So it's already pre-programmed. So we hop in these suits and it feels, and we forget who we are. Why am I even here? What is this? And we think it's us. We really think it's us because it's dense. It feels like us. We're inside of it. We have hands. We can move. We can, we taste, touch. We have memories, right? But these are all borrowed. These are all borrowed for our experience. It's all an experience, right? So awakening, enlightenment is just realizing you are everything. That's one layer. And then it's I'm awake. Now it's time to reprogram this video game to what I came here to anchor. And I'm not going to tell you what you should be anchoring. However, if you're on this channel, you're here for love. You're here for Christ embodiment. You're here for love and light, obviously. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching this video. So we're inside the suits. We see the thoughts. We see the emotions. We see the memories. We feel the resistance. We feel things that was probably our mothers, our fathers. We hear the voices that we know aren't ours, that are just programming, right? And now that we're awake, that's when the real fun begins, because that's when we start reprogramming. And how do we reprogram, brothers and sisters? First of all, you have to stretch your attention span through meditation. That you can be able to abide in this present moment. Thoughts might come and go, but you are still abiding as the witness, as the observer. And you realize that the emotions are coming, thoughts are coming, but you're still here. You're still here as that focalized point that the universe is being animated through. Okay? And once you can start seeing, you can actually take a step back and you see all the programs going on. That's one thing. That's what's going to break the connection. That's what's going to start breaking down the programming, right? And then you have to start training your brain, inserting the thoughts that you want through intentions, okay? So every morning when you wake up, and I'm telling you this through experience, brothers and sisters, I started at the bottom of the pits in hell, and I've made my way up, and I'm sharing this with you now, okay? Because it works, okay? Give it a try. Don't just take my word. Give it a try. So every morning when you wake up, before you have to pee, before anything, as soon as eyes open, bring your hand to your heart and take some nice, long, and deep, slow, conscious breaths. Don't bring in yesterday. Stay in that moment. Call forth. I'm just going to tell you what I do. I call on the light of my highest self to work through me now on my behalf, to think every thought, make every decision, and set every intention for my highest evolution and for the well-being of all souls. I prime that, and then I kind of see what comes up. Maybe it's, today, may I be more loving and compassionate than I have ever been before to myself and to others. Or, today, no matter what comes my way, I will hold myself in a place of gratitude and acceptance of what is. Or, today, no matter what comes my way, I will act on my most empowered choices for the well-being of all. These are just some examples, right? So your soul will guide you. Your higher self will guide you to what is a good intention for you to set. And what is the purpose? Why is intention setting so important? Well, because it's sitting out a rocket to the universe. This is my trajectory for today. And it helps keep you on those tracks versus swaying off and getting sidetracked, like going through the B route of, side alleys and stuff. Is keeping you more on that straight trajectory of love, of compassion, of forgiveness, of empowerment, of courage, whatever it is that you're here to anchor. And so anytime throughout the day, whenever, adversity comes your way, that intention pops up and you're like, oh, yep, I've already said it. And you will see a difference on days where you have set an intention in the morning and days where you have not set an intention. There is a huge difference. And then you will start to see how you are a creator. You will start seeing how you were co-creating. So you're not the main creator of your reality. The main creation of your reality is on a way higher level, brothers and sisters. So these, the secret type stuff is very, that feeds the ego. If you've ever seen the stuff on The Secret, you can have anything you want if you just think it. Oh, like saliva starts coming out of your mouth and you're like drooling everywhere. That is bullshit, and that feeds the spiritual ego. But have fun with that if you want to try it. We're here for divine will. Divine will. And you realize eventually when you get in alignment with divine will, everything that you want comes anyways, because that's what alignment is, right? So, proceeding on. Also in the morning when you set an intention, at night, always set an intention as well. Maybe it's, thank you, universe, for working through me on my behalf. Thank you for the gifts that you brought me today and all the beautiful lessons. May tomorrow be even better than today. So be it. And that's just something. It doesn't have to be that. Just thank the universe for working through you and guiding you in that day. Because we really, as humans, we're so lazy. And I say that with respect, but we really are. We, as the human species, is just have everything be done for me. We really don't understand that we're being guided every second and that we're surrounded by benevolence and angels and masters, and they're just waiting for us to reach out and ask for help. And that's with intention setting. This can really help with that. Another thing is mini intention settings. I learned this one from Matt Kahn, and it's so fun. And you can get really silly with it. Is just, with every blink of my eye, all souls are liberated onto new earth without suffering. Maybe you have a glass of water. With every drink of water that I take, all beings are blessed with pure, clean, sustainable, ethical, free drinking water. Maybe you're eating a meal. With every bite that I take, may all beings be blessed with organic, nourishing, non-GMO food sources in pure abundance. You can get real wild with it and real silly. Like walking across the street, with every step that I take, may all animals be blessed with loving families. Set these intentions. You're shooting these out. That's how we co-create. Most people just don't understand. They're unconsciously co-creating, right? Through their past programming and conditionings, instead of reprogramming this beautiful vessel for divine will and in love and nourishment. And we have the power to do that. We have the power to override our system. And I don't like to look at us like computers, but in a way where we are. Everything's numbers and sequences, and we can restructure everything. Everything. Am I saying that if you do an intention one day that your whole life is going to be completely different? No, it takes practice. It's consistency. You have to do it every single day. Think how long it took the human body to get this conditioned, this species to be this conditioned, this dense, this, throughout our lineages and our ancestry. It took a long time for this stuff to be instilled. It won't take nearly as long, right? Because we have the power of divine will moving through us and our beautiful force of love. We will change ourselves. We will transform ourselves by pure intention, by pure will. And we can do this, okay? And I'm teaching you and sharing you this through experience that it's very much possible. Will fear still arise? Of course, we are still tapped into the collective. We're still clearing programmings and we're still doing all these types of things. But you are going to see rapid expansion. You're going to see changes when you invite these things into your life, when you invite intention setting into your life. Okay? And you realize there's no race here. If you feel like you're caught up in a race, or if you're following a teacher that's telling you that if you don't feel this way, then, well, you should be, well, doing something else, or making you feel bad about your process, you really should reconsider the teachers you're following, because true love is patient. True love is not going to tell you what you need to just be, you should not feel that way, right? Like, no, that's not okay. You feel whatever you need to feel right now in this moment, because that is the natural process of your body vehicle, of who you are. And that's okay. You know, we as love, and I see it so much in the communities of ascension and spirituality, is just there's this forceness to it, this very dense masculine energy still tied around this. And it's kind of like, you guys, all is well, everything's okay. There's a way vaster intelligence in control of all of this stuff than our puny little tiny infinite glorious gorgeous brain can try to control. Okay, so that's just another spiritual game that the ego plays, that oneness is playing, right? That us light workers have to be doing all this stuff to save the world, and all of this is just another game oneness is playing with itself. And it's no one's fault. It's no one's, we don't, you know, we feel bad, like, oh, I believed in that, I followed that, I was in that paradigm for so long. We go through the paradigms we're meant to go through to get to our highest evolution. It's no big deal. See, we don't blame a baby not being able to walk. We don't blame a toddler not being able to you know, do taxes. It's the same thing. It's a step-by-step process. And we just look back, we giggle, and we move on. But really, guys, all of this is oneness having an experience. Okay? Having fun, playing. The huge play, as the Hindus would call it, Leela. The play of form. The one is in all, playing. Okay? And all these little games, like, of, you know, the aliens are out to get us. If the light workers don't hold enough light, then the dark will take over and we're all gonna die. It's my duty as a volunteer soul and a light worker to anchor as much light as possible, because if not, everyone's damned. Another game oneness is playing. Another game, another trap. The ego can get trapped in there. Really sense it out. Really feel into this. You see? Everything's true. There's infinite worlds to play in. But what world do you want to play in? I've played in the world where I have to be anchoring as much light as possible or the world's going to end. Did that feel amazing? No. You have to get real with yourself. You have to get authentic, and you really have to listen to your intuition. What is serving me? What is not serving me right now? Because everything's going to be okay. Gaia was okay before you got here. Right? We have this, like, martyr, I have to save the world mentality, you know? And it's just, if you want to go down that road, and I say this with all due respect, if you want to play that game, go for it, because this is your reality, this is your world, this is your play. And if that's something you want to go for it. I'm not holding you back, but I'm just saying, realize that this is all a game, all a play that oneness is having fun with. Because everything's all good in the end, my friends. This is a huge, beautiful dream. Doesn't mean we don't love, does not mean we don't give a shit, does not mean we don't play at full capacity. That's not what I'm saying, because a lot of people through masculine teachings can say this is an illusion, so I don't give a shit. Why do I need to love myself if I'm an illusion? You're still co-creating. You're still creating new things for the one, the infinite source, to reflect back on, to expand on. And wouldn't you rather expand and create more love than more hate, greed, and separation? Yes. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't be watching this. So we do that. We love ourselves. We have that deep love, that self-love practice. Because when we love ourselves so deeply and respect and we honor ourselves, no matter what's going on, we always come back to here. We always come back to being our number one soulmate. We are our soulmates. We are our lovers. We are our beloveds. And when we have that deep, connected relationship with ourselves, intuition is clear. We know exactly what to do. We make empowered choices because we respect ourselves. And we don't just follow the crowd because it feels good and it feels safe. We sometimes have to be the lone wolf, right? Because that's what our soul's guiding us to do. These paths, this ascension awakening is really not for the faint of heart. It takes a lot of courage. A lot of courage to really listen here and not to the masses. Because there's still sheep mentality even in spiritual communities, guys. Just because you're in a spiritual community, just because you've awoken up, does not mean there's not traps, does not mean there's not spiritual ego bullshit still. Okay? So I'm just being real with you through my own experiences here. Everything exists, everything is true, but what reality, what world, what paradigm do you want to play in? I'm choosing to play in the one is all is well. I'm divine will, I'm in the perfect place at the perfect time. I'm not here to save the world, all is well. I'm just going to love myself. I'm going to anchor in the highest light that I can. I'm going to treat others and myself with the highest integrity of love and compassion that I possibly can, and then just see what happens from there. Because if we're in a frenzy thinking there's a rat race, there's race against the clock, we go on our spiritual path with aggression, very much aggression and control. Supreme liberation is not gifted to the one who is hyperactive and approaching their spiritual journey with aggression. Supreme liberation is gifted to the one who's taking their journey with ease, love, honor, and respect, in the knowing that all is well and that all is in divine timing. Okay? So if we can slow down, if we can love ourselves more deeply and love others more deeply, if we can breathe more deeply and more slowly, breathe in our true beingness, and move throughout our days so gently, so loving, that is enough to co-create godliness here. Okay? So I just ask, just contemplate on this and what you think, that we do not have to be aggressive. There's no end goal. We're never going to get it done. We're never going to get it finished because we're infinite. So I'm going to leave it at that because I've talked a lot. But I love you guys. And I just ask, what paradigm do you want to play in? Slowing down and loving your heart is the simple and most badass spiritual modality you can do. Okay, we have enough people buzzing around like bees, running like chickens with their head cut off. Why not be the one who slows down, the one who appreciates the simple things, to humble yourself and to realize there is something way, way bigger than all of us that's overseeing this, and it resides within you and it looks through your eyes. Can you trust that? Can you trust that everything is okay and all is well? The world's going to take care of itself, I promise. You take care of you. You love this heart, because right here is the center of the universe. And what you give to yourself, you give to all. Thank you again for checking this video out. I love you guys so much. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.